Like they'll try to put on this like, yo, what's up, man? Yo, what's good? Dabbing you up, and like still they dab. I wish they didn't, but they still do.
Oh shit. I don't know, man. But I know one thing.
Hey guys, it's CC Lesson 3. Welcome back to my channel. So I know I've been gone for forever. This is literally the longest I've gone without making videos since I started. But I got a good reason. What had happened was my laptop finally died on me. I will remember you. Will you remember? But this thing was already on its way out. It already got to the point where if I had it unplugged for like a minute, it would die. But as soon as I came home, even unplugging it for a second, it dies. The keys weren't working, like my S, my B, and my T. I wonder why those letters weren't working. BTS. But also X. And it took forever to upload videos and render videos, so I finally have a new computer. It's great. So I think the video editing process will be a lot simpler. I'll be able to upload again on a regular basis, so I'm back. So for today, since I'm back, I figured I could talk about something that I heavily researched before I decided to teach in Korea, and that would be racism. Not just towards, black people, but towards non-Asians or non-East Asians, because I know they have many prejudices against even people from Southeast Asia, like Vietnam, Thailand, the Philippines. Basically, if you're darker, they tend to look down on you. It's the sad truth, because in Korea they strive to look white and to glow and to look like a ghost. And if you're from a nation where people typically don't look like that, i.e. not East Asia or not Western and Europe, then they tend to look down on you a bit. But then again, that's like many other places around the world. So I do think Koreans have like this general prejudice and bias against you if you're darker or if you come from a darker nation. But again, no more than like any other country. It's not just like black people or people from Africa or Latin America or whatever. It's even Southeast Asia. Like they're very, or even non-Korean for that matter. Like if you're from China, they already got this thing where they don't even really like people from China, like Chinese tourists. I lived in Jeju, and the way the visa process works, many people can go to Jeju a lot easier than like the mainland. I'm not sure how it is now, but that was 2 years ago when I was in Jeju, and there were a lot of Chinese tourists and a lot of prejudices against the Chinese who came to visit or moved there or whatever. So this will probably be a little all over the place, just to warn y'all now. Just like if you're, I don't know, say you're dating a Korean person, they're all open for it, they're happy or whatever, but their parents, they probably won't ever take it seriously because of their parents. Their parents don't even want them to marry non-Koreans. Like it's not even being non-Asian, just non-Korean. If you want to marry a Japanese boy or a Japanese girl, your parents might be like, are you serious? There's a lot of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Patriotism, I guess, about Koreans being from Korea and Korean blood and staying pure or whatever. Like I don't know if you guys watched the Try Guys, but there was this episode where they did like the DNA ancestry, and Eugene was really surprised to find out he wasn't all Korean.
I'm just expecting it to be Korean.
You are 19.9% Japanese.
19.9.
19.9.
My parents will be furious.
You are 13.1% Chinese.
What?
So, yeah. But like we have unfortunate stereotypes everywhere we go for the most part as black people. They assume, you're athletic, you're a good singer, you're a good dancer, but you're also probably a criminal or stupid or basketball player, something like that. You will get a lot of these people who want to just hang out with you and be your friend because you're black, or like a few to hang out with you at least once so they can get pictures and stuff because you're a black person. Like early on, I met a few people who asked me if I was black, and I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, that's so cool, I always wanted a black friend. I'm like, okay, cool, I guess I can fill your black friend quota. Like I said in my Black in Korea video, a lot of those stereotypes weren't really challenged until Black Panther came out, where they could see, black people being heroic and honorable and just, normal, funny, cool, good people. We need more movies like that, I think, to help change the minds of people around the world. I mean, foreigners in Korea, generally, you're like, kind of like a novelty, sort of. Like, a lot of people say, oh, I want many foreign friends, or I I want to practice my English with foreign friends. I want to go to this foreign nation or whatever. But like even just being here, just walking around in Korea, when I'm with my friends especially, that's when I see all these things that happen to them because they're black. So like for example, we went to this museum during New Year, Seoul now, and these tourists came up and wanted to take pictures with my friends just because they were black. And you could see on their faces they didn't want to take the pictures with them, but they didn't want to be rude or, you know, build on this somewhat negative impression people already have of us. So, you know, they're like, okay. Are you done yet? One thing I can say happened to me, like regarding like black hair and stuff. If you guys saw like my Hong Kong vlogs, you saw that my hair was in like Senegalese twists. So I went to Nonghyup Bank because I had to transfer money to my boyfriend at the time to get my plane ticket for me because I can't do that stuff online yet. And he just wanted to get them together. So I'm in line at the ATM minding my business, thinking this old man behind me is just waiting in line patiently to, you know, use it after me. He gets one of my twists, pulls the crap out of it, and I just yeet back, and I'm like, I just like turn to him and he just calmly walks away like he didn't just do that and give me whiplash. That was the weirdest thing ever. I will say, I don't know if that's not racist. It's just, you know, when they see something different, I guess they can't control their actions entirely all the time. I don't know. So if you go to Korea and you have like a more ethnic hairstyle, just be wary of that. People will just grab it, touch it, pull it, twist it, bop it, and they don't even ask, they just do. So that's one thing you'll have to get used to in Korea as a foreigner, especially as a black foreigner. If you're more ethnic, I suppose, just get used to, like, even if you have like really curly hair, they'll pull them and boing, and just like they're fascinated by it. I don't know. Again, these aren't really racist things, they're just some ways you feel alienated, I suppose. That's the best way I could describe it. Now there are flat out incidences of racism I recall seeing where, or maybe I should say discrimination, I won't say racism. They'll have clubs, even in Itaewon of all places, which is supposed to be like the foreigner district, where it'll literally say no foreigners allowed, and then they try to base it off, oh, but it's because we don't speak English, it's not because you're not Korean, we just don't understand you. So even if I spoke Korean, like what about that? Like what if I'm a foreigner and I speak Korean? Clubbing is probably one of the more less subtle ways you'll see like incidences or accounts of racism, or have your own weird experiences as a foreigner. I've talked about this a few times in other videos, like my clubbing in Korea video. I believe I did go into it on my Black in Korea video. But like if you're from a certain place or you look a certain way, like if you have like a certain hue to your skin, I suppose, then you'll pay extra to get into the club, or they just won't let you come in unless you look amazing. You gotta go to Korea with an open mind, but also be prepared to encounter some weird things based on your race and how you look. Not necessarily out of like racism, but just general ignorance. Like it's not their fault. I will say, if you're a foreigner going to Korea like to visit or teach and you're white, like from Europe or just white, then you'll probably have an easier like transitional period, just because they tend to look up to European foreigners or people who, you know, are ethnically from Europe, I guess. They take you more serious in like professional settings. I mean, a lot of the surgery Koreans get is to look more like Western. You know, they want their noses more pronounced. They get double eyelid surgery to make their eyes look bigger. And, you know, they try to like wear down their faces so it looks more angular. It's like, and they keep their skin as pale and as white as possible. They will, if there's a pole this thin, they will stand behind that to avoid the sun if it provides shade. It's like they're erasing Asian features to look more European. And back to Jeju, like I said, I know the visa process from Jeju is quite different than on the mainland of Korea. Like I do remember last summer hearing about this story where a bunch of people from Yemen fleeing war decided to go to Jeju, and many Koreans are disappointed with that. They don't want them there. They are worried and paranoid, and they just don't want, they want the visa laws to change because they want it to be more strict. And I'm, you know, not gonna say that's because of racism, but you know, without even giving these people a chance or trying to get to know them or find out why they're fleeing or wanting to help, they just want them gone. Not all, again, in these types of videos, I don't want to make assumptions saying that all Korean people are this way, because I know you in the comments are going to be so quick to say, I'm not like that, or I have a really cool Korean friend. I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying that a lot, not all, but a lot of people have these types of views because I've heard it from people, I've read it, and it's what I've experienced. So deal with it. And speaking of comments, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten comments from people claiming to be Korean men, talking about how, like, especially in my like dating in Korean videos, and how they talk about, oh, black women are disgusting, they're in the bottom of the totem pole, nobody wants them, I wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. Like, okay, I don't want you either, bruh. Like, who hurt you? I don't care. So you do get a lot of those people who tend to look down on, like, they really just look down on you because you're darker. And like, you know, it's not just Korea, it's many places around the world have these prejudices against people who are darker and black and whatever. So Korea definitely has its racial problems and prejudices and everything. Like I told you guys about the story with my friend who's black, and her kids were calling her the N-word in Korean, but she thought it was a cute nickname, but it turns out that was not the case. So they were calling her the N-word. And the fact that they even have an N-word in Korean, which a lot of Koreans have said is not quite the N-word, it means more like blackie, but that is also very much offensive. So like, a lot of Korean people want black friends or to hang out with black people because, you know, they like the hip hop and the swag, and they're like, you're athletic, you're a dancer, you're a singer, you can rap. But that's like the only value they see from black people. Like I said, yes, there's like racism and prejudice and discrimination in Korea, but not really any more than any other place, I suppose. So don't go there thinking it's like a safe haven. Don't go there thinking they hate you, because they don't. So yeah. So I'm curious, have you guys experienced any sort of like racism in other countries you traveled to, or if you've been to Korea and experienced things yourself? Let me know in the comments below, because I'm really curious about that actually. Like, especially tell me like the country you're from, your ethnicity, and then let me know what happened to you, what they assume about you, what they say about you, or what they did around you. So thanks for watching. If you did, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. 안녕.